this storyline never continued. But why? See, DC Nation, today we're looking back on a DC initiative from 2021, a very controversial one, DC Future State. Now, this initiative went to the far future in a DC universe that was changed a lot, but let's look at a comic in this initiative called Future State Justice League. It was only 2 issues, but it was a pretty good comic. I enjoyed it, and this Justice League had a lot of legacy heroes, like sons and daughters of core members of the Justice League. For example, Jonathan Kent, the son of Superman, he was on the team. We also had the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Yara Flor. She was actually a big breakout character during this time. DC has not done that much with her since then, but she was pretty cool during Future State. But in this Justice League comic, there is a storyline that is teased that never happened. It's teased in one panel. In the panel, it talks about how a member of the Justice League betrayed the team. And what happened after this was the Justice League, they separated, they left the Hall of Justice, and the Justice League was no more for a long time until the Future State Justice League came together. And a big focus of the storyline was the Future State Justice League keeping their secret identities intact, because in this storyline that never happened, where a Justice League member betrayed the team, this traitor released all the identities of the Justice League to the world and to their enemies. So the whole secret identity dilemma, it was a big problem, and it makes sense to keep your secret identities to yourself, but when you're on a team like the Justice League, you wouldn't expect your contemporary or your friend, your peer, to share your identity or be a traitor. Now, who would be the traitor in this storyline that never happened? Well, let's think about it, alright? So in the panel, we see Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, the Trinity, so it's none of them, which is good. We also see Martian Manhunter and Green Arrow, so it's not those two, but some core members that are missing. Green Lantern. Now, Green Lantern, more Hal Jordan, he technically betrayed the Justice League, more than the entire DC universe back in the 90s when, he became Parallax and almost destroyed the whole DC universe with Zero Hour. So him being the traitor would not be that interesting. Now, Hot Girl, maybe. I don't know if that's that interesting either. They could also do a spin on the infamous DC event, Armageddon 2001. Remember that event where it was revealed that Monarch is Hawk? And it really didn't make that much sense. It should have been Captain Atom. So maybe in DC Future State, the traitor is Captain Atom. Maybe they make that right. Like, Captain Atom would have been the perfect traitor, but what I think would be the best scenario, the best traitor, and the most interesting one, in my opinion, would be making the Flash the traitor. They've never done that in any Justice League story that I remember. And the Flash is usually the heart of the Justice League, especially when Wally West is on the team. So to make Wally West the Flash, the traitor, that could be interesting. Now, I don't think him becoming a traitor, just him joining the villain side, would be flat out interesting, but a writer could jump on board and find some way to make him the traitor. And actually, if we go back to DC Future State and look at the Future State Flash comic, Wally West, he gets taken over by one of the 4 horsemen of Apocalypse, Famine. So if Famine takes over and that causes Wally West to become the traitor, that would actually make sense. Now, did fans like that storyline where Wally West became like Famine and killed everybody? Not really. I actually liked the storyline. I thought it was interesting. I actually liked most of DC Future State, but DC fans that I remember didn't really like it back in 2021, especially the Teen Titans Academy book. So going that direction would not be good, but the idea of making the Flash the heart of the Justice League, the traitor of the Justice League in some sense could be interesting. Tell me your thoughts on that down below. Who do you think out of the core Justice League could be the traitor in the future state Justice League storyline? Do you think Joshua Williamson or any other writer will continue this storyline in the future? Probably not, because it seems like a lot of the storylines from the DC Future State Initiative have been buried or forgotten, but this is the only one that I would like to see continue. And yeah, DC Nation, that's going to wrap up my thoughts on this subject, but here's my thoughts on another subject. There's a spy in the JSA, and he is the reason for the team's disappearance. DC Nation, I just got done reading JSA #1, written by Jeff Lemire, artwork by Diego Alategui, and guys, this issue is really good. This is a jumping on point, so if you've been wanting to read new JSA comics, well, they're here. This new issue is finally out, but is it good? Yeah, bro, it is awesome. In this comic, we see the OG JSA are missing. The OG JSA being Alan Scott the Green Lantern, Jay Garrick the Flash, Ted Grant, Wildcat, Hawkman and Hawkgirl, Hawkman being Carter Hall, and Hawkgirl being Contra Saunders, and also Khalid, the new Dr. Fate. So those 6 members, the OG JSA, well, technically Khalid, he's not OG, but he's a part of that team now, they are missing. They were attacked at the Brownstone, the headquarters of the JSA, and now the younger generation of JSA members, Infinity Inc., are trying to find them. Now, who is on this team? Well, our man, Jade, the Green Lantern, the daughter of Alan Scott. She's basically the leader of Infinity Inc. We also have Obsidian, Wildcats, Stargirl, all of these younger heroes, and the comic picks up with these younger heroes attacking the Cobra cults. Now, these younger heroes, Infinity Inc., have been going after the Cobra cults for days, and that's why they've been away. And in their absence, the JSA went missing. And it seems that the Cobra cults are connected to this. Now, who are the Cobra cults working with? Well, we're going to find out soon, because there's a traitor in the JSA, in Infinity Inc. The comic continues, and we see the JSA members who are missing are stuck in the Tower of Fates. They're surrounded by creatures, monsters that could kill them, and we see Khalid, the new Dr. Fate. He's trying to figure out a way to escape. He's basically using his magic to make a barrier around the Tower of Fates, protecting his JSA peers. And Alan Scott, the Green Lantern, is right beside him. Ted Grant, Wildcat, is right beside him. Jay Garrick, the Flash, is like running through the Tower of Fate, trying to find a doorway back to reality, because before the JSA went missing, Jakeem Thunder tried to save them. And Jakeem Thunder, he got messed up. Something is wrong with Jakeem Thunder, and in his last moments, he told Jay Garrick, find the doorway. So Jay Garrick is running, Hawkman and Hawkgirl are fighting off these creatures, and Khalid is basically the ace up their sleeve. But not for too long, because somebody, a shadow, shows up and takes out Khalid, Dr. Fate. And this shadowed figure turns out to be the traitor. Now, DC Nation, let's get to it. Who is the traitor? Who is the spy? Well, it is Obsidian, the son of Alan Scott the Green Lantern and the brother to the leader of Infinity Inc., Jade. So, is Obsidian actually bad? No, he's actually missing. Turns out Obsidian is Johnny Sorrow, a member of the Injustice Society. The Injustice Society are back in full force, and they have a plan to bring destruction to the JSA. Actually, this new storyline is called Ragnarok. And remember, Ragnarok was the destruction of the gods in Norse mythology. Well, we're about to see the destruction of the JSA, unless the heroes can find a way to fight back and win. Guys, this issue was amazing, and actually there's a moment at the beginning of this issue that foreshadows the reveal that Obsidian is actually Johnny Sorrow. In the beginning of the issue, we see Jade and Obsidian take on the Cobra Cult, and one of the Cobra Cult members shoots the other saying traitor, and Obsidian is in the same panel. So, looking back on that, I was like, man, incredible storytelling, incredible foreshadowing by Jeff Lemire. Now, for the Injustice Society, we see a bunch of cool members on the final page, like Gentleman Ghost, Solomon Grundy. We also see Ruby, the daughter of the original Red Lantern, you know, one of Alan Scott, the Green Lantern's original nemesis. I think she is gonna be a big character in this storyline. We also see Wotan, who is usually a villain to Dr. Fate, but it seems like he'll be going up against Hawkman in the upcoming issues. Guys, it is so great to have a classic, but still new enough JSA story back on comic stands. And yeah, bro, I'm sold. I'm going to give this first issue an 8.5 out of 10.